Hey, this is Dan Seegers reporting from Rockland, Maine. Got a report in my inbox on my email from DOJ updates. So straight from the DOJ, North Carolina man pleads guilty to attempting to commit an act of terrorism transcending national boundaries. Now what that stands for, the term transcending national boundaries. That's basically where not only is a person committing an act of terrorism basically within our borders, but coercing and keeping steady contact with one of our top 3 targets at the time in Syria. Now the person that we were focusing on in Syria at the time, this number 3 target, was Junaid, I think it's Junaid Hussein, and he was a hacker and a propagandist for ISIS, and he was a British national, that's a British Muslim, and he's in his early 20s, and he was known for hacking and just posting a bunch of propaganda. We go into here, and he did a lot of nasty stuff. He belonged to a hacking group called Team Poison. Oh yeah, and he was a key figure in a group of Islamic computer hackers that called themselves Cyber Caliphate. They did all types of attacks, like defacing French websites during the Le de France attacks, and in the Twitter feeds in the U.S. Command, Newsweek, and the International Business Times. Basically, they go right through and they hack into all of this stuff and create a bunch of chaos and post a bunch of propaganda trying to recruit ISIS terrorists, and also encouraging them not to come to Syria but to conduct acts of terrorism in their homeland in Western countries. He was killed in a drone strike on August 24th, 2015, at a gas station, actually. The Raqqa petrol station. Okay, going back to the report here. Basically was contacting this guy dating back to about June 7th, 2015, but dating back even further than that. This kid, who was like 19 at the time, I believe, according to the information on the plea document, no later than September 4th, 2014, this kid from Asheville, North Carolina, Justin Nojan Sullivan, age 20, of Morganton, North Carolina. He was looking at all of these ISIS attacks and execution videos, and he was just storing them on his laptop. He expressed and court records also indicate that Sullivan openly expressed support for ISIS in his home and even destroyed religious artifacts that belonged to his parents. He then, let's see, he then was pretty much flagged and was talking to an undercover FBI employee, otherwise known as a UCE, and tried to, bring him in. So discussed plans on social media with this undercover, who Sullivan attempted to recruit to join in such an attack, basically planning a mass level attack in North Carolina and Virginia, with plans to even purchase hollow point rounds and purchase an AR-15. With the purpose of targeting over 100 civilians. Now the list of charges that he's got, let's see. The steps, that was presented in the court. There's 6 steps that he actually went through: recruiting the undercover FBI agent, obtaining a silencer, and the crazy thing about the silencer is, his mother actually found it and was questioning him about it, and he went and hid it. And then he tried to get the undercover, as an addition to the mission, to kill his mother, or his parents or something like that, to keep them from reporting it. Let's see. And procuring money that would have enabled him to purchase the AR-15, trying to obtain a specific type of ammunition that he believed to be most deadly. Number 5, identifying separate gun shows where he and undercover could purchase AR-15s. And 6, obtain coupons for the gun show that he planned for himself and the undercover to attend on June 20 or 21st of 2015. So basically, this is a pretty bad dude. And this kid was like 20 years old at the time, so. Or actually, back then he was like 19, so 20 when he was charged. And not only that, but he was also implicated after uncovering a .22 rifle that he had stolen from his parents and hidden, that was used in a murder of his neighbor. His neighbor, John Bailey Clark, killed in December 2014. And forensics actually, they tested out the .22 rifle, and it matched the weapon used in the killing of his neighbor, Mr. Clark. So yeah, he pled guilty to all this. And pled guilty to count 9 of the superseding indictment. Charged him with attempting to commit act of terrorism transcending national boundaries, an offense that carries a maximum penalty of life in prison. Under the plea agreement, the parties have agreed that life in prison is an appropriate sentence. It should hang the bastard. Okay, with this I'm going to attach the link. So you can read through it. It's got a whole lot more detail to it, but I'm just giving a quick rundown here. Yeah. The crazy world we live in.